Shalom, shalom once again. Greetings in the ancient tongue of our forefathers. Shalom alaikum to all out there. My name is Chief Uzi Alawi, and we are conducting Hebrew class number 8. The teacher being Moreh Yeftakh Dahn. Moreh Yeftakh has studied under Moreh Mishael, the premier Hebrew teacher within our community. Moreh Yeftakh Dahn studied under Moreh Mishael for many years, so we're glad to have him here to bring forth the lesson and the understanding of the language that our forefathers spoken, and also to be able to read and write in the same language. So giving glory to the creator of heaven and earth first and foremost, giving thanks to Yah for our lives, food, clothing, and shelter. And we ask that the Most High God will continue to be with us, guide us, and protect us. So at this time, I'll turn over the stream to Moreh Yeftakh Dahn. Hallelujah.
First and foremost, I'd like to give honor and praise to the Most High God, King of heaven and earth, even the God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzchak, and the God of Israel. For without him, we are nothing. I want to thank everybody for continuing to tune in, for continuing to want to learn about the Hebrew language, and for joining us, even our congregation, D.C.B, BINAH, CHOKMAH, BINAH, even the House of Knowledge, Wisdom, and Understanding. As always, I invite you all down every Shabbat day. We're there at 382 Hamilton Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the first half, and the second half being at this time of the year from roughly about 5 p.m. until the sun goes down. All right, so I'd like to apologize. We missed a couple of weeks, but we're catching back up. Hopefully that gave everybody some time to study, to review everything that they needed to do. I'm going to share my screen as I find a prompt here. And I think I want to do desktop. I'm going to start my screen share. Okay, so today what we are going to do, we're going to get right to it. And I hope you guys are keeping up. I want you guys to turn to Genesis chapter 22. So now I'm on Genesis chapter 21. I want to go to Genesis chapter 22. And we're going to practice some reading. We're going to increase our vocabulary through reading. And we're going to use some of the things that we've learned, and we'll learn some new things. I still haven't taught you guys how to conjugate verbs yet. That is going to come along in the process. But you'll be able to start to identify some things as you learn. So as we go into Genesis 22, and right now I have half my screen up. I want you to pay attention to the left-hand side of my screen. Over here, we look at the first column. We did that the last time. The lamed. We remember the baklam, the bait, the kaf, the lamed, and the mem. The lamed, that means two or four. So you have la, li, laka, lak, lo, la, lanu, lakem, laken, lahem, and lahen. All right, one more time. La, li, laka, la, laka, lak, lo, la, lanu, lakem, laken, lahem, and lahen. Right? Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. You may see that later. I will now extend my screen. Hopefully at this time everybody has Genesis chapter 22 up. And we'll begin to read. So I'm going to read the first sentence, in Hebrew. I'm then going to read it in English, and then we'll begin to break down what we have. You need a pen and paper. You're going to have to follow along. You're not going to see it on your screen. And don't believe that you're going to remember everything off the top of your head. Because some of the words that we see here written in Hebrew will not be exactly what it means in English, but it will be understood. But I'll give you the exact Hebrew meaning, and you'll understand why we either switch the word or we use good English as we begin to speak. All right, so Genesis chapter 22 reads, Wahi ahar hadvarim ha'ele, Weha Elohim nisa et Avraham. Wayomer Eliu Avraham. Wayomer Hineni. In English, sometime afterward, God put Abraham to the test. He said to him, Abraham. He answered, Here I am. Okay? You with it so far? Wahi achar hadvarim ha'ele, weha Elohim nisa et Avraham, wayomer Eliu Avraham, wayomer hineni. Wahi, that's a verb. That's a verb being conjugated. And it comes from the word hawa, meaning to be, to exist. Something's happening. It is so. Wahi. And so when they conjugated it, you have to know, there's no way you can just figure it out. You have to know that what the verb is. And when you understand that, you will see that it's in its future tense. However, when they put the wav in front of it, it becomes past tense. When the wav is put in front of a verb being conjugated at the beginning of a sentence, then it's being used in the past tense. Write it down. You don't understand right now. You'll get it in a later lesson. When the verb is being used at the beginning of the sentence and a wav is put in front of it and the verb is being used in the future tense, it automatically becomes the past tense. All right, so the verb is hawa, and we're saying that it means to be, to exist. If he's saying, if you're being in the future tense, you can't say I will be. The wav makes it past tense, right? Because that's what I just explained to you. Now that it made it past tense, it means it's not I am, it's not I will be, it is I was. However, in this instance, since it would be in the third person singular, he will be, since it has made it to the past tense, it's become he was or it was. And it was so. And it was so. I know I gave you a mouthful. Try and keep up with it. And it was so. Now let's jump over to the English. In English, they put sometime afterward. But I just told you, and it was so. And the verb means to be, to exist. something happened. But that's not what you read in the English. In the English, you read sometime afterward. But if we remember from our earlier lessons, I said, certain things are already understood. You're going to use good English and good Hebrew, depending on what you're speaking. And also, there's many ways to say the same thing. And it was so, sometimes afterwards, later on, and after these things came to pass. If you read the Tanakh, you'll see all these things become present. And later on, and it was so, sometimes afterwards, and it came to pass, all those type of things. You read that there. Why he? It's understood. And it came to pass, sometimes later. Why he? Achar havarim ha'ele. Achar. What is achar? Achar, write this down. You should be writing in script by now. Aleph chet resh. Achar is after. Behind. Behind and after means the same thing. Something in the back. Achar. Aleph chet resh. Achar. After. Hadvarim. What is that word in there? I gave you this word before. What do we see? What word do we see in Hadvarim? Well, if you look closely, you see Dalet, you see Veit, you see Resh. Davar. That was on your spelling list. What did that mean? Well, Davar was a word.
I mean things and words, right?
Correct. Hadvarim. That's exactly what it is. When you see the mem on the end, remember I told you about im and ot. I said usually when you hear that im or that ot, that makes it plural. So davar, devarim, hadvarim. What does that hey mean? I said what that hey meant before. What does that hey mean? Ha. When you see ha, that is
The.
Exactly.
It makes it a definite article.
Correct. So the, T-H-E, the matters, the things. Now let's get to ha'ele. Ele, aleph, lamed, he. Ele, aleph, lamed, he. These, aleph, lamed, he. These, write that down. However, in this instance, we see the ha there again. And I just told you that ha, when you add it to devarim, becomes the things. And the he, as a prefix, means the. As a prefix, remember that. Means the. So that wouldn't make sense if I put it in English to say the these, the things, the these. That's not good English, right? The things, the these. If I read this according to what I just taught you, and it came to pass after the things, the these. That just sounds stupid. However, in Hebrew, that's the appropriate way to say it. That's a term. Hadvarim ha'ele, hayamim ha'ele. These days, these things. Ele would succeed hadvarim. As opposed to English, you see after these things, what happens is you say after the things, these. Don't fight it. That's just how it goes. Hadvarim ha'ele. You'll see this term often. Now, again, as we get back to this, you see sometimes afterward here, but within sometime afterward, Wahi achar hadvarim ha'ele, all of that is understood in sometime afterward. And it came to pass after these things, but in the English, sometime afterward. You're not missing out on anything. It does not change the definition of the verse. It's just what it is. All right? Weha Elohim. What does the wav mean again? The wav, when it is a prefix, what is that? Refer to your notes. The wav as a prefix means and. Why he, and it came to pass. Why? Now, don't forget, I understand what I just explained to you about when you're conjugating a verb and you see the wav next to it at the beginning of the sentence. This is not at the beginning of the sentence, and this is not a verb. So the rule doesn't apply here. Why and ha. Ha is the, we know, Elohim. Elohim. Get used to that. You will see it often. Elohim, which everybody should know at this point means God. Elohim means God. Weha Elohim. So how would you say that? And the God. But that's not good English because we don't go and the God. We just say God. That's what it is. That's good English. Ha Elohim in Hebrew, God in English. It's fine. That's what it means. Weha Elohim. Weha Elohim Nisa. What is a Nisa? We had a place that was named after this, right? Nisa is to test. It's a test. Nisa, test. Nisa. Write that down. Nun, Samik, Hey. Nisa is a test. Et Avraham. Et Aleph Tau. Let you know you're speaking to a direct object. It's speaking to something in particular. It's not any rock, it's that rock. It's not any person, it's that person. It's not any building, it's that building. It's that river. It's that sea. The Nile River, Et Hanal. The house, not just any house, Et Habayit, Et Bayit Hazeh. It's that house. We're not talking about any house. We're talking about the house we go to for dinner or what have you. At Avraham. Avraham is the subject. He wasn't testing any Avraham. He was talking about that Avraham that he called out back early in Genesis chapter 12. He tested Abraham. Wayomer. A new sentence is beginning. You don't see it identified here. Well, you do see it. There's the period. See the period? He said, Wayomer. The verb here would be what? Aleph, Mem, Resh. I gave you that verb. That was in your spelling list. Do you remember? That verb, amar, means to say. To say or saying. Not necessarily to speak, but to say, to an utterance. So if we follow the rule we did earlier with the wav, and it's being conjugated and we see that it's still, the rule still applies. It's in the future tense marked by the yod. If amar means to say in the present tense, in the future tense, it means he will say. Since the wav is there, preceding the conjugated verb, it then becomes past tense. And in the past tense, it's not he will say, it's he said. So now, and he said, Elihu. What is El? Aleph Lamed. El can be two things. It can be God or it can be two, T-O. Not to be confused with T-W-O and not to be confused with T-O-O. T-O, two, L. Or, comma, you should be writing these in your notes. Or, comma, unto. U-N-T-O, unto. Either to or unto. And so if we remember last week, or last lesson, when I said how you identify what's happening here, there's that wav again. There's that wav. And it meant to him. If we look over here and we see Elihu, there's that wav. El means to. What does that mean? To who? To him. And he said unto him. And he said to him. Same understanding. And he said unto him, Avraham. He called him, right? Avraham. Avraham. Vayomer, even though it's a comma, starting at the beginning again, Vayomer, and he said, we seen Vayomer here, we seen Vayomer here. And he said, Hineni, here am I, Hine, Hineni, means to behold. To behold, to see. It's a calling. It's just understood. It's like when you say, hey, yo, that type of thing. I'm here. It does not mean I am. I am is Anoki or Ani. I gave that word to you guys before. It's on your spelling list. Hineni is just an understanding. It's a way when you want somebody to see something, to behold something, to take notice of something. Look, right there. That's it. Hineni. He's saying, behold me. Behold it. Behold you. Behold her. It's just a way of speaking in Hebrew. So if we go over this again, Waihi achar havarim ha'ele, veha Elohim nisa et Avraham, vayomer Elihu, Avraham, vayomer, hineni, God is speaking to Avraham. We'll do the next verse and then we're going to jump down to verse 19. We're going to do verse 2 first. So Vayomer, this is the third time we're seeing the same word, common words, just like in when you're learning English, or if you remember when you learned English as a kid, there's common words that you see all the time. The, but, him, see. These are words that you will see all the time, that you should be familiar with. Vayomer is one of those words. Elohim is one of those words. Bayit is one of those words. The name of the Most High, Yod He Wav He, is one of those words. Asher is one of those words. I'm getting ahead of myself. But familiarize yourself with it. You will be practicing reading from the Tanakh often. You will see Wayomer often. Wayomer means, and he said, quack. The word quack is in the imperative. The imperative is when you are being told to do something. You are being commanded to do something. Coming from the verb la quack. Lamed, kuf, chet. Quack. Don't worry about it. I didn't teach you enough yet. Just take the information and store it. It will come back to you later. Quack means to take. La quack, excuse me, means to take. When you're being commanded to take something, when you're being told this is what you're going to do. Quack means take. Quack na. We've seen this word na before. Nun aleph, na. Coming from the word ana. Aleph, nun, aleph. I pray thee, please. You're being commanded, but you're also
I thought honor meant answering.
It does. When it's that's why spelling becomes important. You'll see. But since you brought it up, let's go there. I'll pull it out. There's ana to answer, and then there's ana to please. And so as I go to my dictionary here, we will get to, let's do the I.
Like nah, Yah, like I plead to you, Yah.
That's not.
Oh.
So as we go to the dictionary and we look, ayin, noon, hey. Ayin, noon, hey is what you're thinking of. Ana is to answer, to testify.
Okay.
That's what you're looking. That's what you're looking.
Okay.
Here we see Nun Aleph. And so if we jump back, we go to Aleph, Nun, I believe it's Aleph, Nun, Aleph. And I'm going to verify that right now. Aleph, Nun, Hey is to lament, to mourn. Aleph, Nun, Aleph is to pray, to ask please. I pray thee, please. So this na is coming from Aleph, Nun, Aleph. Not to be confused with Aleph, Nun, Hey or Ayin, Nun, Hey. But I'm glad you brought that up so that people see. This language is full of homonyms. And my teacher told me that often. He's like, there are certain things, until you build your vocabulary, you are not going to be able to just listen to and get it. You're going to have to build your vocabulary. You're going to have to know the difference of when these words are being used. So like, Ana El, God has answered me. God has answered him. Ana El, that can be one. And Ana El can be depending on how you want to use it. I don't want to confuse you. So it can mean different things depending on how it's spelled. And I'm going to stay there with that. But in this instance, in verse number 2, in Genesis 22, na, CHOKMAH, Take, I pray thee. You don't see it here, but in certain versions of the Hebrew, you will see it. Take, I pray thee. You'll hear people say, nah, Yah, meaning, you know, please, Yah, or I pray thee, Yah, nah, Yah. That's that nah, noon aleph. CHOKMAH, take, I pray thee, or please take, et, direct object again, BINAH. BINAH. It's coming from that word bane, but I gave us this the other week. BINAH. What is a bane? Bane, Ben, what is that bane? It's a son.
A son.
Correct. So when you say BINAH, get my screen back. When you say BINAH, there goes that ka again. When you say BINAH, first person, masculine, first person, second person, masculine, singular. Who are you speaking to? What are you saying? BINAH. That would be your son. CHOKMAH et BINAH, your son. CHOKMAH et BINAH. Take, I pray thee, or please take, your son, et BINAH, et, direct object. Et Yechidka. Yechidka. I know we despise that favorite, that one you love, all that other stuff, but it's a natural part of life. I'm not promoting favoritism. I'm only saying that we see it present. And he had a son that he, you know, loved. It was what it was.
That he favored. You could say it.
No, I'm trying to get it over. Like it's smooth. It goes over well with people because, you know, people are like, oh no, you can't do it. You can't say it. You can't, it just ain't right. It's a natural part of life. That's where that's where Abraham was with it. And that's what God acknowledged, that Abraham was with it. Et Yechidka, your favorite. Asher. Do we remember this word? I just said I was getting ahead of myself. Asher. That was one of our spelling words. See how it's all coming back? Now you're going to have to get to your notes. That's why I say study your notes. Asher. Aleph, Shin, Resh. Asher means which. W-H-I-C-H. Which. Ahavta. Ahavta. Ahav. Those of us who know the name Ahava, Ahav.
Which you love.
You love. Ahavta. Ta, not ka in this instance. Ta. Which you love. Vayomer, CHOKMAH et BINAH, et Yechidka, Asher Ahavta. And he said, take, I pray thee. And he said, please take your son, your favorite, which you love. Here goes that direct object again, et Yitzchak. Yitzchak, that's our father. Abraham Yitzchak, we Yaakov. Which you love, Yitzchak, we lek lakah. We remember that phrase back in Genesis 12, right? First, God told him, lek lakah, he told him, get thee out from thy land and from that country. We lek lakah, one of the seedrot. The name of the seedrot is lek lakah. Here we see that same terminology presenting itself again. When you're being told to go somewhere, that's common terminology to be used, that you can use. Lek laka, lakanut. Go to the store. Same understanding. Lek laka, lakanut. Wetikne li mazon. Go to the store and buy me some mazon. I need something from the store. Lek laka, lakanut. Go to the car. Lek laka lemechonit. Meet me at the car. Go outside to the car. Lek laka lemechonit. Go outside. Lek laka bachutz. I'm showing you different ways where you can use this phrase, and it's normal. It's not only biblical. It's a biblical way of speaking, but it's also a common way of speaking. You can use it. Vayomer CHOKMAH et binka et yechidka asher ahavta et yitzchak velek laka. And go, I just said it meant and go to the store, right? And go velek laka el eretz. Oh, we getting all the vocabulary words now. El, Aleph Lamed means what? To or unto. Eretz, eretz. That was your vocabulary word, eretz. What does it mean? Eretz.
Land, or to the land. Eretz.
Eretz. Land. El eretz. To the land. Hamoriah. Hamoriah is a name. It's just the name of the place. Now, you can listen to what people have to say. I always say keep your ear to the streets. Moriah, coming from that word moreh. It's saying there, my teacher is Yah. And so it can be understood that for those who called upon the Most High, that's where they went to do their offerings. Moriah, go to the land of Moriah. My teacher is Yah. That's the place where we go. That's where men call upon God. And now he wants him to do an offering over there in a place where people call upon me. It was understood that Abraham's father was an idol worshiper, and he was in a land full of idolatry, and God called him out earlier to leave that land so that he can tell him what his purpose would be. And he couldn't serve God amongst those people, and God needed Abraham to serve him uninterrupted. So he said, go to Moriah, and that's where I want you to take your son. But that's not what we read here. I'm just giving y'all a little spiritual understanding, and I'm trying to show you that that's how you gain greater spirituality, because when you start learning the names of these places and you start learning that our forefathers been called upon Yah, they were already doing offerings, they were already following laws, you won't get caught up in, oh, this is when men started serving Yah and they didn't have any laws then. Because now when you read the Hebrew, you can become enlightened and you stop and you say, oh man, people were calling on Yah before this, and this is what they were doing. These are the commandments they were following. And that's why it's important to get deeper into Hebrew. You will gain a greater level of spiritual understanding. But back to getting to our Hebrew and understanding the Hebrew. Hamoriah is the land. So he told them, well, lek laka el eretz Hamoriah. Weha eluhu. Weha alehu. Whoa, I'm messing up. Weha alehu. Weha Alehu. You got it? I messed it up at first. Weha Alehu. Weha Alehu. Sham. Do we remember Sham? I'm going to tell you what the Alehu is in a minute. Sham is there. Sham, write that down. Sheen, mem. Mem so feet in this instance. Sheen, mem so feet. Sham is there. Shama. Sheen, mem, hey is there also. Elishama. Elishama. We know that name, right? Elishama. My God is there. No matter where I go, my God is there. Elishama. Trust me when I tell you, if you're into this culture, it will all become clear. Waha'alehu Sham. Allah, to give up, to ascend upon. UPON. And offer up, and offer it up. In this instance, it's and offer him up. God is telling him, offer him up. And offer him there. And offer him there, Sham, La'ola. Ola. Ola. I want y'all to understand this, and you'll get some more things. You know, you got some people whose name is Ola, male and female. You'll see it, and you'll see there's different things that people are either hinting to, or where the culture kept going, and we didn't even realize it. The Ola. What is the Lamed? Lamed is 2 or 4. Ola. Aleph Lamed Hey. Means what? Offering. It's an offering. Aleph Lamed Hey. Ola. For an offering. And offer him there for an offering. God is telling him to offer up his favorite son, the one you love. I want you to offer him up to me. God was testing Abraham. He said that. He didn't say it to Abraham, but in the history we see it says, and he tested Abraham. Al. What does al mean again? I just said it. Ayin Lamed. On, upon, on, comma, upon, on, upon, al, achar. We did achar earlier. Achar is after, behind, back. Remember that? We did that earlier. Now, this is where your good Hebrew is going, your good English is going to have to make sense with the Hebrew. Heharim. Heharim. There goes that im again. There goes that im again. He, in this instance, is the. Ha is the, and depending on how it's used, he is the also, T-H-E. So we see im, meaning that this word is plural, and we see he is the. So what do we have left in the middle? Hey, resh, har. Do we know what har is? Vocabulary moment. Do we know what har is? Hey, resh. Har is a mountain. You may have tried to cheat But Har is a mountain, like we see Har Sion, Mount Zion. Sion is Zion. Har Sion is Zion. Har is a mount. When he told Moses, go up into the mount, Har, Heharim. Okay? Now, I have a correction, because as I'm sitting here reading, I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here. You're still watching my screen. I have a correction. The Moreh admits his mistake. I was reading too fast. Aleph, Chet, Resh is Achar. See the Resh? And I taught y'all this. When we came down here, that's not the same Resh. That's Achad. So as I'm reading, I'm like, there goes Dalet, and there goes Resh. Looks different, right? The Moreh's messing up here. That's not the same word. That's a different word. Achad or Echad. So if we remember closely, Echad means one. Achad. Al Achad Her Harim. Al Achad Her Harim. Upon one of the mountains. Or for here, offering on one of the heights. A mountain can be understood as a height, some place you go up to. That's how our forefathers originally did offerings. That's why God warns us later on in Exodus and in Leviticus, in particular in Leviticus. He tells us, beware of sacrificing on every high mountain and on every high hill and under every leafy tree. The leafy tree is the grove, every high mountain, every high hill. Our forefathers had the understanding that the higher you got, the closer you got to God. So therefore, that's why they did the offerings up there. But God, in this instance, he told them, go to the land of Moriah, Al Achad Haharim, upon one of the mountains. Asher, we just did that word. Asher, see it here? Asher, ooh, sorry about that. Let me close this over here. Sorry. Ooh, how do I get rid of this? Back. Uh-oh, all right. Okay. Asher, Asher means which. Omar, we just had that verb, Amar. Omar means to say. Eleka. Omar, future tense, which I will say. Now I'm saying I will say. Eleka. Eliu, Eliu, Eleka. Eliu was unto him Eleka. Just to show you guys one more time, there goes the ka. So that's you, second person masculine singular. Oh, screen's moving slow here. Eleka. So if L means to or unto you. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Vayomer, CHOKMAH et BINAH et yechidka, asher ahavta et Yitzchak, velech lecha el eretz haMoriah, v'ha'alehu sham la'ola al achad heharim, asher omar elecha. So, and he said, please take your son, your favorite, your love, who you love, your love, Yeftahk, and go to the land of Moreh and offer him there for an offering upon one of the mountains which I will say unto you. That's why you can't always read the English. I will point out to you. Yeah, you're pointing out to him when you say it to them, but that's not what we read in the English. That's not what we read in the Hebrew. And you have to have accurate Hebrew words in order that you use it in its proper context. Even though it's understood in English, use proper Hebrew. Understand what the Hebrew is saying. Okay, so we never got to verse 19, but that's okay. We're going to go over these two verses quickly. We're going to read it, and then we'll finish out. So starting from Genesis 22:1, Wahi achar hadvarim ha'ele veha Elohim nisa et Avraham. Vayomer Elihu Avraham Vayomer Hineni Vayomer CHOKMAH et BINAH et Yechidka asher ahavta et Yeftahk velek laka el eretz haMoreh v'ha'alehu sham la'ola al achad heharim asher omar eleka. Simply meaning, and it was after these things, Havarim Ha'ele, God tested Abraham, and he said unto him, Abraham, he said, behold, it is I. And he said, please take your son, your favorite, which you love, Yeftahk, and go to the land of Moreh and offer him there for an offering upon one of the mountains, which I will say unto you. All right, and I believe that's about our time. I think I gave you guys a mouthful for today, and I gave you plenty to study. Practice these two verses. For those of you who are a little advanced, go on to 3 and 4, because that's where we'll pick up next week, and possibly review some of the old stuff, but you'll definitely be getting new vocabulary. I hope that everybody got something out of what I said. I hope the Most High God found these words acceptable to be spoken before his people as we continue to try to build and grow as a congregation and build and grow together in learning Hebrew and getting closer to spirituality. As always, you guys, I tell you, questions on the website, things of that nature, feel free to If you see things that you don't understand in other parts of the Tanakh, you can hit us up either on Messenger, Facebook, whatever have you. You can email us, or you can put your questions as we're going along in the class, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. If we don't answer them during the class, we will answer them after the following week, the next lesson. I want to remind you guys, this class is free as a service to the community. However, we do accept donations, and I don't get a salary or ask for people to pay me to do this, but I do ask, if you are going to donate and you like what we're doing and you like the service that we're doing for people for free, please feel free to donate to the congregation. Every dollar counts. We are trying to purchase a building. We are trying to move from our current place, and we want to continue to build and grow so that you guys can actually have a place to come to when these classes are going on and feel that you are part of the community. So once again, I thank you all for your time and for your attention. I'm glad you all tuned in. Peace and blessings to us all. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Torah about Moreh Yeftakh. Once again, we'd like to thank Moreh Yeftakh Dahn for the time and effort that he puts in with doing the Hebrew class. And once again, you could donate to us on our website, www.beitdcb.org. That's BEITDCB.org. And on the lower left-hand side, there is a way that you could donate through PayPal. You can also support on our YouTube page, the support button. You could leave a donation there. You could help us out that way. Help out the page. We need to keep operations going. You know, we have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for internet service, wireless internet service, at our remote location at 382 Hamilton Avenue. So all of your cents and your dollars or whatever it is that you could afford, it counts. So don't think that your dollars are too little. Every dollar counts. $5, $10 if you have. All that counts. Don't think that is too little. So once again, thank you, Moreh Yeftakh Dahn. Don't forget to continue to study, continue to follow. And that way you will find yourself approved, and the Most High God will definitely bring us back closer to the knowledge of ourselves in the language that our forefathers read and spoken. So once again, I'd like to say Torah Yah for this day, and I'd like to thank the Most High God for all of your lives, and may the Most High God bless you all. Shalom, shalom.